chance at a return. Here they'll start this drive at their own 25. This is what we expected. This crowd ready to make its presence known. The run inside. It's Fuller. Forges ahead. Picks up about 3 to the 29. Solid pickup of 4 on first down. It's 2nd and 6. They'll keep it on the ground. Thrust that arm out. And he gets it up to the 36. It'll be a first down.
You love to see this on offense. Early in drives, getting that kind of yardage keeps you ahead of the chains.
They've got it at the 36. It's a 1st and 10. Throwing, Sellers. Caught behind the line. It's Tuggle. Hit and brought down right at the line of scrimmage. In their vision of that play, someone would run free after making an easy catch. There was nowhere to run and nowhere to go except down.
Probably looked really good when they drew that one up on the board this week in practice.
Caught, and he's got room. The defense got caught that time, and they finally get him on the ground at the 41. What a weapon these wide receiver screens can be. Not only do you get a convoy blocking, you get dynamic running.
When you do this and you show me the threat of throwing this wide receiver screen, it makes me play defense differently. It makes me have more guys out wide, which opens the box inside. So I think it's really smart for coordinators and offenses to continually throw these screens to playmakers.
The defense has got to do a better job with assignment football. Somebody has to be accounting for the quarterback on these run plays. You know you're going to see it. You've seen it on film. The option play, nobody home. He just takes off. That's an easy first down pickup for the offense. Moving forward now, the defense, they've got to settle in, and they've got to start playing better when it comes to assignment football.
This crowd going to try to make life miserable for these guys. Missed receiver there. It's incomplete.
All right, you got to be careful here if you're the quarterback, right? Back-to-back incompletions. You've had a nice drive. You're still in field goal range, though. Think about this. You cannot take a sack. That has got to be what the play caller is reminding his quarterback about in the headsets right now. If it's not there, throw this thing away because we've got a chance to at least get 3 points here.
And the offense got themselves in a tough situation. 3rd and long, so hard to execute, especially when the field starts to shrink. But the good news is they got a field goal in their back pocket.
And that one took everything he had to sneak it over the crossbar inside the left upright. Now, there is a flag down on the play, but when you knock through a field goal from that distance and you're not going to get the first down, I think you just keep your points. And the offense will be grateful for the benevolence of the special teams to give them a fresh set, maybe a crease. Gets it all the way down to the 2-yard line. He was fighting for that end zone.
And they said to us in the meetings leading up to this football game, really wanted to establish the line of scrimmage, run the football. First drive, this is exactly what they're doing. They're getting what they want. This defense has to get better at the point of attack.
Stopped in the backfield. He's going to lose 3 yards on the play. The Gamecocks been the first of their 3 timeouts. After using an early one, 2 left for them to spend. After getting nothing, it's 2nd and goal from the 6. Sellers rushes on him, and he's sacked. Great work there by this defense.
Yeah, in this part of the field, man, those windows shrink, and it's hard as a quarterback sometimes to really force yourself to throw the football. You're sitting in a good spot in 2nd and goal. Just throw that thing away. Don't take the sack and put you in a bad situation.
They want to dance their way in on 3rd and goal. That was an important stop there as they try to hold them to a field goal on this drive.
And how about a decision time right off the jump? 4th down. Do I want to go for it? First drive. Palmer, what you going to do?
I'm taking the points right here. It's early in the game. You're trying to pay off this opening drive. Just get some points up on the board. If it was a little closer to the end zone, I'd say maybe go for it, but I'm playing conservative.
The kickoff bounces through the end zone. They'll bring it out to the 25. To the air on 1st down. Knew where he wanted to go with it, but couldn't find his target. It's incomplete.
Just got to finish the play through the wide receiver. You got to look that one in and complete it. It's a bad drop.
Backed up now. Here's 2nd and long. Looking for space. It's Hawkins. And he's swallowed up at the line of scrimmage by the big defensive tackle.
Awesome job up front by this defensive line, being so good at the point of attack and eating blocks, eating some double teams that allows these linebackers to run free, unencumbered, and get to the football.
And the Heat will get home, and the quarterback goes down at the 17.
Man, this home crowd was so jacked up, so excited to finally get the football after giving up points on the first drive and having to be quiet. Now they're quiet again. How about the defense coming in here, shutting this crowd up early and doing their job?
And that one will bounce and roll out of bounds. Let's see exactly where they mark it. The Gamecocks offense heads out to see what they can put together here. So they've put up some early points and now to build on this 3-0 lead. Grab behind the line. It's Sellers. Now they've got a little room to work with. They're out to the 28 with a 1st down. Passing game kept this drive moving. Let's see if they try it again. Running inside. It's Clark. Across the 30 out to the 33 and gains 4 on the play.
These running backs nowadays, they're built so low to the ground, thick and compact, but fast and shifty. They're just so hard to tackle. And you can see he just does a great job breaking tackles, breaking tackles. He does this consistently. That's why he's really hard to stop at the running back spot.
Grabbed in the middle. It's Bennett. Good job running that route to get past the sticks because he got nothing after the catch. And the Gamecocks getting set on 1st and 10. Keeps it on 1st down. Sweet cut there. Got enough for the 1st. And they'll finally get him down after a terrific pickup.
This is an offense that can move the sticks in a whole lot of different ways. Now you're seeing it on the option here. Great job by the quarterback. Reading the defense, there's nobody there taking him, so he puts his foot in the ground, he gets upfield, and he's got really nice elusiveness once he's out in the open field. He shows you that on that explosive play, picking up the 1st.
Plenty of distance between them and the sticks here on 2nd down. Here's Sellers to throw. Release to the back. Makes the grab. It's Clark. Really good surge for this offense. They move the chains, and he's got it at the 34. The Gamecocks go back to work after moving the chains through the air. Caught in the backfield. It's Harbor. Breaks into the open. Touchdown, Gamecocks. He broke away from the defense, and they couldn't catch him. Man, he didn't just put it on his numbers. If he were throwing it at a front porch, he would have put that right in the keyhole. What a precise pass.
Right in the keyhole, right on the button, right on the face mask, whatever it was. Great throw, great timing. Nice job by the quarterback.
Lining up for the PAT. And with the extra point, they push the lead out a little further. They go 83 yards on the drive, and the final 34 yards covered by that touchdown pass. He'll bring it out. It's Denmark. Just able to get out to the 18-yard line on the return before he's stopped. A little bit backed up to start this drive from their own 18-yard line. They'll start this drive going to the air. Finds his man. It's Brown. Now they've got even more breathing room out to the 31 and a fresh set of downs.
Really nice looking pass there. I'll tell you, they ask you to do a lot at Virginia Tech when you're the quarterback. You're expected to make plays with your feet because of some of the greats that have come before you, but you've also got to be able to hurt defenses throwing it as well. The entire playbook is open and at your disposal, and this guy right now, he's showing you with his arm talent, he can carve up this defense.
And winning first downs is a priority for a defense, and you can't get bludgeoned. You can't get physically beat at the point of attack. You know the percentages. It's usually pretty good on first down that they're going to run the football. So them getting that big chunk, getting in second and short, not a good job by this defense.
Got 6 on first down. Now a lot of options on 2nd and 4. Back to pass. Fires to the big fella. Runs through the tackle. Gets the ball right to the 50-yard line, and that'll be enough for a first down.
Okay, here's the bad news. They're down by a lot of points really early in this game in the first quarter. The good news is there's a lot of football left. The better news, they finally get a big play through the air. That's the kind of play that can spark some confidence and completely turn this thing around. They got to keep that up.
Intercepted. Big play stops the drive. Just a short return, but that would have been icing on the cake. They've got it first down at the 42. A little wrinkle here as they go to the Wildcat and use the extra blocker. Snap to the back. They finally make the stop, but the defense out of sorts against that Wildcat, and they give up a big play. The offense will put it in play from the 47 on 1st and 10. They'll give it to him again, finding open areas. Just what they were looking for, and he's got him set up in business at the 35 with a first down.
And when your offensive line can plow holes like that and you can get over 10 yards a carry, like, we don't need to complicate this. Like, this is a very simple form. Be more physical. Hand the
open field on the right. They're able to keep him out of the end zone. He'll be stopped at the 2 after the big play in the passing game. New set of downs right on the doorstep for this offense. We've reached the break. It's South Carolina holding the lead. They largely dominated this first quarter as indicated by the stats. This could be a pivotal moment in this game as we open the second period and they try to find a way to answer. Starting off this quarter close enough to smell the goal line. Keeping it on the ground on 1st and goal. And he takes it in for the score. Touchdown, South Carolina. Follow the blockers. The offensive line will take you to the hallelujah land.
And I tell you what, most of the time, Reese, it requires a little bit of skill to find that hole and, slither through a little crack. That was not a crack. That was wide open. Didn't take a lot of vision because the blocking was outstanding.
Just got a little casual with it and blew the extra point. Quick work on that scoring drive, just 4 plays. And finished the deal with the short touchdown run from the 2.
Number 14, set to kick this one away.
And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. Here comes the Hokies offense to start this possession. That last drive was promising for a while, but you just can't mess it up at the end with the pick, Jesse.
No, you got to be able to finish drives, especially in this game if you're going to win. And, David, they've got to be able to eliminate the mental mistakes.
Yeah, and I don't think you get conservative or play it safe. You can trust your guy. I think you put the ball right back in his hands and let him do his thing.
They gobbled up a ton of yardage to open this drive, and now in business near midfield at the 49. Powers through the defender. They'll finally drag him down, but not before he gets it to the 40, and it's a first down.
That is an impressive run. And I'll tell you, I know when we think Virginia Tech offense, we're always talking about running quarterbacks, but they've oftentimes had a running back to go along with that mobile QB threat. And it makes this rushing attack so difficult to stop. This guy right here really has the ability to do it on his own, though. Because of his speed and power, he is dangerous.
Yeah, and you've already seen him make a critical mistake earlier in the ball game, and you're going to make more of them if you don't make your feet a priority. Just pause for a second, steady those feet, get them quiet. Now I can make a more accurate throw.
They'll spread the defense out, going 5 wide on 2nd and 10. Looking to fire. Makes the grab. It's Green.
And that's a good job by the drag route there, understanding its zone coverage. So instead of continuing to run across the field, he settles down into an open spot, making it easy for his quarterback.
A 3rd down play coming from the 32 as they try to keep the drive going. They'll try to get the first through the air. Quickly complete. Just across the 20 with a first down at the 19.
Well, this team found themselves in a hole really quickly. Good things need to start happening, and they got to happen now. There's a big play that the offense desperately needed. A big pitch and catch. That's going to give them some confidence. That hopefully shifts the momentum their way a little bit. But they've got to cap this off now with a touchdown cut into their opponent's lead.
And with that incompletion, man, this crowd, I don't know that they are really happy about what's going on. I mean, they already built a deficit, and they don't have a lot to cheer about. They got to get some kind of rhythm, something going on this offense to ignite this fan base.
Throws to the wideout. He caught it. So close to that end zone. He could almost taste it, but it'll be 1st and goal for this offense.
And every drive is obviously important, but now that you've dug yourself a hole, this offense, they need to score here. Like, before the half, they need to move this ball down the field. Nice job in the passing game. Got to put a few together. Need to get some points to cut into this lead.
And he's in. Touchdown, Hokies. After the score, we'll see if that breathes a little fire into them.
And you see it all the time, right? You get that score, you get that energy, the crowd gets involved, and the defense got to get out and get you a stop. And this was step 1 to getting them back in the ballgame.
And the PAT will draw them 1 point closer. So a well-executed 8-play, 75-yard drive. And close the deal with a 3-yard touchdown run. And it'll come out to the 25. No attempt at a return. South Carolina ready to go on the attack in another offensive odyssey. Keeping it on the ground inside. It's Fuller. A collision, and he stopped at the 27 after picking up 1.
Well, the defense blitzed on that last run, but it was the big fella on the inside that made the stop and made the play. Great job flying out of his stance, locating where the football was, and getting to the ball carrier. Really good job at the point of attack.
That's caught. It's Sellers. They stop him almost immediately. Short gain there, and still a little ground to cover to pick up the first. These fans touching the figurative Hokie stone, doing their part to help out on 3rd down. Sellers through the noise. Got him downfield. Loose in the middle. Flips the field in an instant, and he has it down to the 25-yard line. And they just want to give this guy a chance to make a play on 3rd down, and more times than not, he is going to deliver.
And he's so good, so efficient, such a good route runner, got the speed, got the complete game. So you definitely want to highlight him, and especially on those downs that matter the most. If something's not open quick underneath, find him. He'll make those contested catches.
Short pickup of 4 on first down, dealing with a 2nd and 6. They'll try the counter. Oh, gives him the tough stiff arm. They get him corralled, but he carries it all the way down to the 7-yard line.
You got to be impressed by what you've seen by this offense so far in this game. In the first half, they've got a nice lead, and they've been able to do it with explosive plays, but they've also been able to do it with efficiency in getting first downs and staying on the field. And you saw another great example right there running the football. Anything they want to do right now.
He's into the end zone. Touchdown, Gamecocks.
Man, it's so nice to have an offense that can do so many different things and attack you different ways. When you run the option the normal way with a running back, the defense knows how to play it. But how about this? The receiver out wide, now a little confusion. QB takes advantage and punches it in for 6.
Ready to try the point after. And the extra point will tack another one onto this lead. So that was a 6-play, 75-yard drive. And he found his way to the end zone from the 7 to cap it.
Number 14, set to advance on the football.
And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. And Virginia Tech sends the offense onto the field. How about that last drive? Just carved him up in the air, David.
Yeah, and how about that quarterback? You gave him the ball, and he delivered the goods. Great job taking apart the defense, Jesse, on that last drive.
He really did, David. I mean, that was a masterclass in just reading coverage and being accurate.
You want to make play calling easy for an offensive coordinator? Run the ball like that every play. I mean, when you can run that on first down and set up a short yardage on second down, it makes play calling easy. Every single call on that sheet is available here on second down.
They'll go to work in the air on second down. Fired that thing out in a heartbeat, but it's incomplete.
This offense just has to find a way to find a rhythm here. They're playing at home, and they want this crowd to stay involved and be an asset in the game, but they need to start making plays. They can't keep throwing incompletions this early.
Faced with a 3rd and short from their own 32 to keep this drive alive. Trying to pick it up on the ground. They tried to go smash mouth on 3rd and short, and it did not work against this defense.
Really nice job by the defense that time, getting a stop. They've been really good so far in this one, shutting this guy down, not letting him break out. You've got the lead. It's tight, though. And you know the opponent is going to keep trying to run it. So can you keep this up here in the second half on defense? That's the question.
No reason to be in a big rush. They have some time here late in the half. On the run, it's Clark fighting off the defender.
Defensively, with all the space now and spread football, there's so many opportunities where it's one-on-one tackling, and it's really hard to do. It's hard to get guys to the ground that are so talented. That's why defenses have to swarm to the football, get multiple guys there. That's your best chance to not have broken tackles.
Halfway there on first down, it's 2nd and 5. The run inside. It's Fuller. Picks up the first down. All down, but he has enough to move the chains.
36.
It's got to feel good as an offense knowing that early in the drive you can turn around, hand it off, get a push up front, and go get positive yardage.
Now from the 36-yard line, it's 1st and 10. Throwing, Sellers. Fires to the wideout. He's got an open man. Touchdown, Gamecocks! Once he got a step, it was all over right to the house.
It's just a really nice throw. Really good touch towards the sideline on that corner route, and the receiver does a nice job catching the football and immediately getting up the field, getting in the end zone for the big touchdown.
They'll try to add another to their lead. And the extra point was good. Quick strike offense on that three-play scoring drive. And they get it into the end zone on a 36-yard touchdown pass. Fumble into the end zone. Defense right there to jump on it, and they'll bring it out to the 20 after the touchback. They take over late in the half, enough time to put together a drive. Looking to throw on 1st down. It's complete on the right side. They make the stop, trying to pick up just a little bit at a time to get to that 1st down marker. Picked up 5 on that last pass play. Now it's 2nd and 5. Running inside. It's Hawkins. And the defense makes the stop after a minimal gain.
And as you start to settle into games as a play call, you start to figure out what works and what doesn't work. And they really got to find a way to get this running game going. They haven't figured it out yet. Like, maybe get the ball more on the perimeter. You know, find a way to get the ball to your running back in space. This offense really has to find a way to get the ground game going.
Finds his tight end. They make the stop, and he'll have enough yardage for a 1st down.
That's a great sign for this offense, man. Everything's been difficult so far. You've dug yourself a huge hole. They're going to have to find some completions, find some energy, find some momentum somehow, because it's been a struggle out the gates.
Fires to the right. Intercepted. A 1st half turnover can swing momentum. Takes it the other way. At the 20. They finally get him down, but a huge return. Not only do they get the ball back, but man, did they set up some field position.
And I like the aggressiveness. I understand you're down, you know, right before the half. You want to go get some points, but you can't turn the football over here. Now you've set the other team up in a position to maybe get more points as the 1st half's winding down.
This offense has put on a display in the 1st half, and they have a chance looking for the end zone. Touchdown, Gamecocks. How about this back staying on track and getting it in on the option?
And we are officially in blowout mode. This offense has been up and down the field. We've seen so many explosive plays, and they score again before going in at halftime, guys. I'm hoping we can have a running clock here in the 2nd half.
Getting set for the point after. The kick is up and good, and put one more on the lead. That's exactly what you want to do when you have that type of field position. Strike quickly, and they did. One play, and they put it on the board. And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. The drive starts from their own 25-yard line. Stopped after a gain of 3. It'll be 2nd and 7.
And I think offense is showing they are willing to run the football, even if they don't get big gains. Just those body blows that can sometimes wear out a defense and keep the balance on offense so I can be explosive.
After the 3-yard pickup, they come to the line, 2nd and 7. Back to pass. Hauls it in. He stopped at the 40, but it'll be a first down here late in the half.
You never want to say it's over early. I mean, we're here early in the game, but considering what the scoreboard is saying, they absolutely had to have that play for them to stay in this football game. And sometimes it just takes one great throw and one great catch to wake you up. They need to score a touchdown on this drive. They need to score another touchdown on their next drive, but maybe that's the play that turns things around for them.
So that's going to do it here in the first half. Stay tuned for the halftime break. He'll put total leather and get this second half started. That ball scoots through the back of the end zone. It'll be a touchback. An unforced error there. They don't get the snap off in time. That is a completely avoidable penalty. The quarterback just went into brain lock and lost track of the play clock.
Break. Over. Ready. Red 54, red 54. Go.
Here's the snap, ready to cut one loose. He's got it down the middle. He's brought down quickly. Minimal gain there, still a bit short of the first down.
And quarterback receiver on the same page. Nice job seeing the zone, understanding the drag route concept. Easy pitch, easy catch.
What will they dial up on second and a long way to go? Looking to fire. A little too much on that one, just out of his reach.
Man, the quarterback threw that ball hard, too. And I know sometimes when you're throwing an in-breaking route, you want to get it to your receiver quickly. But when you try to strain and throw it harder, oftentimes your accuracy is what suffers. And you saw it there on the incompletion.
Probably the toughest call on the play sheet. 3rd and long. Ball's at the 25. Wide receiver going in motion. On 3rd and long. Try to convert through the air. All kinds of room to throw that one in there. Speeding down the left side. He's at the slippery slide. Find his way and ran away from the crowd into the end zone. Touchdown, Virginia Tech.
And how about the tight end showing off the athletic ability? Does a great job in the blocking game. Now, when you need to make a big play in the passing game, you just turn him loose, throw him the football, and he can make big plays like he did right here.
PAT unit on the field. Splits those uprights right in half. Quick strike offense on that 3-play scoring drive. And they finish with a huge play in the passing game, covering 75 yards to house it. And no chance at a return here. They'll start this drive at their own 25. South Carolina's offense heads out to get this drive started. They come out for the first time in this second half. The lead a little smaller than when they went to the locker room, and they'll try to answer here.
And I don't want to marginalize you guys' athletic ability, but I feel like Palmer and Davis both could have ran through that hole. I mean, that was unbelievable job by the offensive line, paving the way. He's getting to the second level before he's even getting contacted. That better change for this defense, or they're going to be in for a long game.
And he was able to run through one tackle, but still only a modest gain.
And it's going to be interesting to watch this defense, man, because obviously when you're trailing, and offenses can sometimes get conservative. That's 2 runs back-to-back. Do they get more aggressive and try to bring more guys near the line of scrimmage, not let them waste time, and try to get their offense the football back?
They'll get him down, but not before he crosses the 50. He's down to the 49.
This shouldn't be a surprise to anybody. If you've got the lead in the third quarter and you want to keep it, you got to bleed the clock. Best way to do that, run the football. And you're now seeing this offense call these run plays back.
It's a fumble on the play. Recovered by the defense, and he's off. He almost popped out of there for a huge return, but they will take it. They are in business after the fumble recovery.
Listen, there's so many athletic quarterbacks now that do the design runs. I got to make them pay. I got to physically hit them as hard as I can, as many opportunities as I get. They run the design quarterback run. Nice job being physical, forcing the fumble.
Pretty good effort on that one to work his way up to the 42.
And we talked about this guy coming into the game, man. He's a dude. Like, he's a guy that they're going to feature, they're going to give the football to. He's so good with the ball in his hand, so why would you not hand it to him as much as possible? They're doing it early, and he's getting some chunk yardage. This defense, they knew about him, but now they're finding out about him.
They went right back to him, and this time the defense was all over him. Nothing to show for that run.
Man, not much wiggle room for the ball carrier there.
Not really sure what they can do to try to create some space.
I know. Block better. How about the offensive lineman push some guy backwards and make some holes?
If every journey begins with a step, this offense needs to step into a third down conversion and then try to turn it into some scores, and fast. And that won't quite be enough for the first down as he's knocked down just short of the sticks.
And I think one thing people don't take into account is not all fourth downs are created equally. Like, right, this is a shorter fourth down. You're on your side of the field. You're down. You're trailing in the football game. So
Oh, the fake. They snapped it to the up man. He's on the move. The pursuit and coverage was there, and they swarmed him under for no gain.
Nobody in this stadium was expecting fake punt there. 4th and inches, you thought you'd just leave the offense out. Maybe you quarterback sneak and see if you can get it, but the fake punt works perfectly. Obviously, they didn't have far to go, but they made it interesting, but they pick up the first, and the drive stays alive.
They're going to throw it to start the drive. Soft spot in the middle. Turning it on. The 10. And he scores. Touchdown, Hokie. Sometimes we ask coaches about halftime adjustments, and they go blah, 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 blah. And then sometimes they make some good ones.
sometimes that blah, 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 blah actually works, but it's working now. But it might be too little too late, but at least you got the party started.
And they'll try to tack on 2. He'll set up to throw. It's picked off, and they ruin the drive with a turnover.
I love the coverage by the defense right here. Great job getting up in their space. Nothing easy down here for a 2-point conversion. The interception was just gravy.
Number 17, set to kick it off.
And it'll come out to the 25. No attempt at a return. Lining up in the Wildcat. Let's see what they've got. On the direct snap, it's Fuller. The Wildcat created an alley, picked up a few. Still some work to do for the first down.
Coaches always harp about staying ahead of the chains, and when you can run with that type of efficiency on first down, man, you are doing just that.
A little misdirection and the handoff on the counter. They've pushed it out to the 39 after picking up 5.
There's just so much for this defense to think about right now. They've Strong side runs thrown at them. Now the counter. They know that this offense can work in the play action off of all these base runs too. So much offensive volume this defense needs to worry about at this point in the game.
From the 39-yard line, it's 1st and 10. On the option. Now the toss. And he stopped right there. No gain on the play. Got stuffed on 1st down. It's 2nd and 10. Sellers finds his big tight end. They'll get him stopped at the 45, but it's a big 15-yard pickup and a 1st down.
Man, they've been scoring a lot of points. When you've got the skill and you've got the speed outside at wide receiver, that's why. And here we are in the second half, and nothing's changing. If they can't cover us, we're going to keep taking shots, and that's what you got to do. This quarterback right now, he's in a beautiful rhythm. He's seeing the field. The game looks slow to him right now, and he's executing at an incredibly high level. And these receivers outside, man, they are winning each and every time.
Dropping back, it's Sellers. Plucks it out of the air. They knock him down, but he's got enough to get it across the line and pick up the 1st down. And the Gamecocks come to the line with a fresh set of downs. Looking downfield on 1st down. Looking for a deep man. Upstairs, he's got it. Touchdown, South Carolina. And the punishment has been extended. On to attempt the try. And with the extra point, they push the lead out a little further. That is an efficient drive. 7 plays, 75 yards. And the final 34 yards covered by that touchdown pass.
Number 14, set to kick this one away.
The ball squirts through the end zone. That'll be a touchback. They'll bring it out to the 25. Virginia Tech opens this drive as the offense looks ready to go. They face a pretty tall mountain here, Jesse, down 24, but if they're going to climb it, this is a good time to start.
Sense of urgency's got to be big right here. You just get the feeling at this point of the game, David, they've got to score on this drive. Obviously, their defense needs to get stops, but at this point, offensively, they've got to execute much better.
They got to be super aggressive. Down 24, you're going to need 3 touchdowns, 3 two-point conversions, everything to kind of go your way. So fast and throwing the football.
They got nothing on the last play. It's 2nd and 10. Back to pass. Quickly out to the tight end. Makes the grab and not quite enough for the 1st down, but a good gain on that play.
Coming into this one, I thought this guy was going to be a monster. He was going to put up huge numbers. We know this is a big part of the offense week in, week out. The defense has done a great job clamping down on him. That is only his 2nd catch so far in this game.
3rd down, and this offense is already in a world of trouble. They could really use a conversion, not to mention multiple scores. Oh, that slithered right through his fingers and would have been his 2nd interception of the game. Instead, it's 4th down.
Man, an almost disaster again for this offense. He's already thrown 2 interceptions. The defense got their hands on another one. They are dialed in. They really got a good beat on this passing game.
Able to keep them from getting a return, and the ball goes out of bounds. They're going to mark it right around the 20. We thought we'd see a little wildcat formation in this spot, and here it is. On the direct snap, it's Fuller. He breaks a tackle. Found a little room out of the wildcat that time, just short of the 1st down.
You know, you better form tackle better on defense. You had a chance to make a big play, missed the running back, and as a result, he's getting positive yards. Defense has to do a better job of finishing.
9-yard pickup on first down, and now they can take a shot on 2nd and short. Reads it, fires complete. And he'll go down, but he delivered the business end of his stiff arm to that defender on the way.
When you can run routes like this big guy, you can line him up in the slot. You can give him some extra space to work and just let him find the open holes over the middle of the field. It's a good idea to line him up in different spots to help him out, but he's a big part of this passing game. So,
quarterback feeling the pressure, and down he goes at the 22.
That middle linebacker just wanted it more, man. He came right up the middle. He was able to beat and cross the offensive lineman's face and work his way to the QB.
The Gamecocks with a long way to go after the loss on the last play. Keeps it on the option. There's some room. Shakes off the defender. Makes it past the marker. And he's got enough for a first down. Now to see if they have enough time to snap it again here in the 3rd. Through 3 quarters of play, and both of these quarterbacks have put up some stats. 1 more quarter to play, and it might be unlikely, but hey, it's college football. Comebacks happen. So first down will open up the final period. Keeping it on the ground inside. It's Fuller. They didn't get a push at all on that one. It'll be no gain on the play.
And when you're down later in the football game, you got to start taking some chances, and that was a beautiful run blitz. Great job playing the probability, understanding it might be a run to run some clock, and they guess right, and they make a big play for this defense.
Got stuffed on first down. It's 2nd and 10. Here's Sellers to throw. Intercepted. Big play stops the drive. Just a short return, but that would have been icing on the cake. They've got it first down at the 42.
Well, the defense isn't quitting. They're obviously down big here in the 4th quarter with just a little bit of time left. Obviously, it'll take a Herculean effort to come back, but could that interception be the spark that ignites this team?
And we're about to get another look at this Hokie offense. Last drive was a quick 3 and out, and now time is even more of a factor to get something going. Makes the grab. Boy, did he look as if he was going to go. Gets it down to the 37. You get that turnover, and you try to punch them hard immediately on the first play, and they come up with a big gain.
And when the defense is running on the field, you are thinking sudden change, sudden change. When they create a turnover, a lot of times offenses want to be aggressive. They were.
And he slipped through the crowd, and he'll house it. Touchdown, Virginia Tech. He has been surgical. Precision passes, using the scaffold, the fine instrument, rather than the blunt one.
And the defense has had absolutely no answer for him. Just, he's been down their throats all game long, a step ahead, understanding what he's seeing, and just destroying this defense.
Getting aggressive here and going for 2. Marches ahead. Stopped short. They'll bring him down at the 1. He just couldn't get it in.
South Carolina, 44. Virginia Tech, 26. Number 17. Set to kick this one away.
Coming out with it, it's McAllister. I know he thinks he can house every return, but sometimes you just have to take a knee as he stopped at the 14. And the South Carolina offense is back on the field. After that last possession, the interception, which did lead to a touchdown, might want to mix in a few more running plays with this big lead here. Stopped after a good pickup, and he'll be just a tad short of the first down.
And that is exactly where the football was supposed to go. Offensive coordinators call drag routes, anticipating man coverage, even though the ball's only traveling 2, 3, 4 yards down.
Could be an alley. Smashes him with the stiff arm. They finally get him on the ground, but he's got an explosive play for the first down.
And I think as a running back, if you're this guy, you're licking your chops right now. This is what you want, right? You've got a big lead in the fourth quarter, and you're smiling because you know you are going to get the rock. They're going to force feed you the football to try and ice this game. He's paying him off right now. That's a really nice run.
They stop him almost immediately. Short gain there, and still a little ground to cover to pick up the first.
And I love the idea of getting this guy screen throws because of his ability after the catch. So nice job getting downfield, getting a hat-on hat, and giving him a tunnel to run through.
Quarterback keep. Not a whole lot of progress made there on the short run.
You know, this zone replay is something they rep over and over and over in practice. This guy can run it and execute it in his sleep. Good decision there keeping the football.
They'll try to bully their way for the first. Across the 25. Oh, he's got some space. Touchdown, Gamecocks. And the stomping has commenced. And a huge run from the back for 6.
Man, it's nice to have a running back that can do that. That makes everything else easy on offense. Hey, hand it to that guy. He makes a big play. Yes, please.
And the extra point will tack another one onto this lead. A very efficient 5-play scoring drive. And they close the deal with a 39-yard run to the house. And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. Here comes the Hokies offense to start this possession. Motion from the wideout. On the option. The keeper. Stopped in the backfield. He's going to lose 3 yards on the play.
Phenomenal job by the defense that time, shutting down the option play. They knew they were going to see this in this game, and all week long in practice, they really focused on this assignment football, making sure the dive, the quarterback, the pitch, all taken away. Nowhere to go with the football that time offensively. The defense coming up with a huge negative play.
Here's the pressure. And he is finding wide open defenders all over the field. His 3rd interception of the day. And a big return after the INT sets up the offense for this possession.
And as a defensive lineman late in the game, man, when you know it's past, you're pinning your ears back, trying to get to the quarterback, and DBs are trying to do this. Pad them stats, get the INT. Nice job by this D.
Not a lot of movement on that one. The defense in position.
And a nice second effort by the back to break a tackle. But how about those defensive backs willing to come up, stick their face in the fan, and make a tackle?
Those are the best run defenses too, right? It's not just D linemen and linebackers getting all the plays, but it's DBs that...
Touchdown, Gamecocks! And they add 6 more to the board with that trip to the house.
Well, it's just been that kind of day for this quarterback. You saw it right there. He is dialed in. He's finding his one-on-one matchups. He's making good decisions, and he's been so accurate. Now, 4 TD passes in this one, and that's why his team is way up here late in the game.
And he made the extra point without problem. And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. And for Virginia Tech sends the offense onto the field. Last drive ended with an interception, and they can't afford to have that happen again. He's going to lose a yard on that one.
And, man, it's nice to have a guy that is just better than your guys. And no matter what play you call, man, how about him getting in the backfield quick, penetrating, using his quickness, and using his strength to get him to the ground? That is a baller.
Didn't get much done on that first play of the drive. It's 2nd and 11. Might be changing the route. 2nd down, they'll go to the air. And the pressure was too much. They get him at the 15.
Yeah, and this defense just putting the cherry on top of the sundae. They've been all over the place. They've done a great job. Their offense has built a huge lead. We're just counting down the minutes on the clock now.
The defense all revved up after that earlier sack, and they'll try to stop him right here. The run inside. It's Hawkins. He is not going to get there. Stopped short of the line to gain, and it'll be 4th down. The Hokies will call on their punt team. My goodness, he unloads on that one. On the move, looking for a little sliver of hope. They're able to put a stop to that return right at the 30-yard line. The Gamecocks offense heads out to see what they can put together here. This offense has really been clicking in the game so far, Jesse.
No doubt. Everything their play caller is dialing up, these guys offensively have been able to go out and execute them.
Yeah, and it's just maintaining the lead. Keep doing what you've been doing. You got a big lead. Let's just keep piling it on until they find an answer.
They got nothing on the last play. It's 2nd and 10. Got a little space. Hard running there. Good pickup on the ground, and they'll mark him down at the 39.
And here's the mindset if you're on offense. 4th quarter, you've got a huge lead. Obviously, you're going to run the football, but just be aware of the clock. You don't want to snap it too quickly. You're probably just doing safe runs inside the tackles like you saw right there. You just got to execute. You got to be aware, but you've got this game in hand so long as you don't turn it over.
And the Gamecocks line up trying to move the sticks on 3rd and short.
Blue 22.
They'll try to move the chains on the ground. And he got it so close to that 1st down marker, but they still have a little work to do. It'll be 4th down. The Gamecocks will punt it away on 4th down. They'll have to punt for the first time this afternoon. That is a cannon shot, and it's headed out of bounds. This drive will start at their own 27-yard line. Looking to throw on 1st down. He's taking a deep shot late in the game. Couldn't hang on to that one. This defense has already picked off 3 passes, almost had the 4th. It'll be 2nd down.
And this defense has put a game together. Like, it is hard to put all the facets of defense together. Run defense, pass defense. They've been so good, man. Dialed in. You could tell they were ready. They were fast. They were physical. They dominated this football game today.
And the incomplete pass taking a shot on 2nd down, and they'll be left with a 3rd down.
Well, trailing this much in the 4th quarter, the offense is looking for an explosive play to try to ignite them and get them back in this one, but nothing doing. Nice job in coverage.
3rd and long, and he'll try to throw for it. That pass not close as he got drilled trying to deliver it, and it'll bring up 4th down. And the Hokies line up to punt it away. They'll look to pin him deep. No return coming here as he signals for the fair catch and makes it right around the 30-yard line. They'll crank up this drive from the 30-yard line. He's there to make the stop, and they threw it in reverse, losing yardage on that play.
Well, I love the aggressive nature of the defense on that play. Everybody playing with eye discipline. They saw the pre-snap motion. They knew who had the football. And you saw guys play with excellent instinct, running downhill and making a tackle.
And how about that play by that giant, that mountain of a man on the defensive front? Somebody needs to make a play here. It's 3rd and long from the 26. Looking for room, it's Clark. He stopped at the 32-yard line, not enough for the first down. Well, they say you win a few, you lose a few, and some get rained out. Would have been good for this team if this one had gotten rained out because they lost badly.
Yeah, not a lot to be too proud about in this one here. Good news is you get to go back to the drawing board. You get to go back, you get to have another week of practice as a coaching staff, try and find ways to get players in position to go out and make plays. Going to need a big locker room speech after this one, David.
Yeah, and you're going to watch this tape, and it's going to hurt because you're going to watch it with the coaches, and you're going to see the mess-ups and all the things you could have done better, but you got to learn from it. You got to get better. You got to grow, and that's how that works.
This has been a presentation of EA Sports College Football. For David Pollack, Jesse Palmer, and Holly Rowe, I'm Reese Davis saying goodbye, everybody.